everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Zamboni Talk. First of all, before we get started today, I just wanted to thank you all so much for joining me here, and we're carrying along on this journey, and we're going to keep pumping out these videos, keep offering that motivation, that wisdom, the entertainment, and all of it. So thank you so much for joining me along the way, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, and any comments you have at all, please put them down in the comment section below if there's something you agree on, disagree on, whatever the case may be. So, what we are talking about here today is the fact that when setting goals, improving anything in your life whatsoever, the best, most efficient way to do it is to first set the goal and then to work backwards from there. This is where I think a lot of people get mixed up as they go around and they try different things to achieve this, to achieve that, whatever the case may be, and they end up getting nowhere because they don't know where the final destination is, right? There's many examples of this in life. I mean, it makes no sense to drive your car around aimlessly and not get to a goal, right? That just makes absolutely no sense. But where I really learned this was so important, and I found that it was just monumental in what I was doing and how I was teaching people, is in the credit card game. So this is something I'm very passionate about. I like numbers. I like financials. I like reading companies' income statements, balance sheets. But above all, I love traveling for free, and I love the satisfaction of knowing that I got those trips for a fraction, if not none of the price that others paid for it, right? I find that absolutely completely satisfying as I'm sitting there in business class or in a nice hotel suite, and to know I only paid $100 for something that would originally cost $6-7 grand. Right? That for me is such a satisfying feeling. And it's a hobby that I have that I find incredibly fun and rewarding, right? So what I've found with this is I have a lot of people that come up to me and ask me, how do you do this? Because just this year alone, I'm not done booking trips yet, but I've already booked about $30,000 worth of trips, right? And how I've done that is I always find the destination first that I want to go to, then I work backwards and figure out how I'm going to get there. So that's exactly what I do when I'm helping people as well. Like for example, somebody will say, I want to take a trip to Europe next year. I say, great, let's go online, let's figure out exactly how many points you need, what you need to do, when you need to do it by, and how we're going to do it. And that's really all it is. Like, nothing that I'm doing is overly complicated. It just takes planning, and it takes some wherewithal to know where to look. So that's what I do with people. And then, I mean, to be honest, the majority of people that I help, they see the lucrative benefits that I'm getting, but they do not want to put in the work. That's just not something a lot of people want to do, because as soon as things get a little bit uncomfortable and they have to do some things they've never done before, then most people in this world, I mean, of course I'm not going to say everybody, but majority of people in this world are just not into that. They would rather live their life status quo, get what they've always gotten, and just be done with it. And you know what? That is what it is. For me, that makes no difference, because if everybody was doing what I was doing, there would be no rewards left, right? So that is something that I do in the credit card game, because to look at the destination first and then see that, the flights there is going to cost you 100,000 points in total. Then the hotel is going to cost you this much. And whatever the case may be, then it forces you to look backwards and say, what purchases can we make in your life? What credit cards can we take out to achieve your goals? And then let's have that done. And purchases you were going to make anyways, we're going to convert those into points. And you're going to get up to, whatever. It could be up to $20,000 of travel expenses for free, or I'm just making up a number, right? Could be a lot less, could be a lot more, whatever the case may be. But when I help people with that, I say we have to work backwards. And as I sit there and think about it, that is actually the case in all aspects of life. Because let's say, for example, you're in school. Let's say you're in university and you're taking courses, but you don't know what you want to do. You're just taking general courses, let's say, or something along those lines. How would one expect that to end? Without getting any clear direction on where you're going. Really, all that would do is just honestly waste your time and money. But we get another individual who, let's say, is determined to increase his skills and to increase his income every year and to go out every day and make sure that he is doing everything in his power to do that. And then who do you think is going to be on a better path and on a more direct path to get where they want to go, rather than somebody that does not know the destination? And that is the key, because even in terms of relationships, there is people that are in relationships that have no idea where they're going, why they're in the relationship. They're not happy in them, but they don't know the end destination. And why do people do this in a lot of aspects of life? Because most of the time they're scared and they're unwilling to put the work in for the change. And this is the same thing when I write fitness plans for people as well. You don't just write a diet for somebody, write a workout plan for somebody, track reps, sets, and weight without them having a clear goal. Because no matter what, things will get difficult. How difficult they get is how far you want to take them. Because whenever anybody starts something, you're not going to start at a very high level. There's a lot of forgiveness that's allowed, and things aren't going to be too bad. That's for most things you do in life. You will be given the benefit of the doubt, and most of the time when you're doing something like a diet or a workout regime that's brand new, your body's going to respond pretty well to it without you even really pushing, because your body's not used to that stimulus. But if you don't have a clear destination of where you are getting to, when it's all said and done, there is no possible way you are going to get through those hard times. And there will be tons and tons of hard times. And that goes for a relationship, any sort of business endeavor, any investment. Right? You have to know the end goal before you ever get going. And if everybody thought like that, with that long-term mindset, that long-term growth mindset, then you could really become unstoppable. And I know this world would become such a magnificent and enriching place for so many people out there. So, as I put this video out, as I talk about what I'm talking about, I just wanted you all to think about that, to plant that in the back of your mind, that no matter what you're doing in life, you have to think where you're going to go with it. You have to do that, and you have to reverse engineer, just like I do with my credit cards, with my traveling. You have to figure out the destination, how you're going to get there, how long it's going to take to get there, when you plan to get there, and then you work backwards and you figure out exactly what you need to do. And if you don't know what you need to do, because that's the case many times, is that's, when you get into something new, and let's just say you don't know how to get to that destination that you envisioned for yourself, you have to remember that somebody in the world has done it. Somebody has gotten there before. They have. Somebody has gotten to where you wanted to get to. So you seek help from those who have been there before, and that will give you the path to get there. And that's not going to take away any of the hard work you have to put in, but that is going to allow you to know exactly where to go to get there. So that's about it in today's video. I hope you all got something out of this. Hope you all were a bit entertained or motivated, and you all implement this into your own life, and it makes everything that much better. So we'll see you in the next episode.